Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for our Tools for the Journey, the Idea Hub session. Jeanette Miller will walk us through the Idea Hub, what it is, the nuts and bolts of it, and the logistical support available to cheer on your efforts. So take it away, Jeanette.
All right, so I can't see all you because I'm working on my desktop here, but I assume you all can see the Idea Hub, as we call it, otherwise known as kind of an internal idea web page. The idea for this came from organizers who were asking for a one-stop place for all things idea. We do a lot of documenting of things, and because we are a very transparent organization, we want to make that stuff available to people. So this is our answer to that kind of need to be able to go somewhere to find everything idea. And our goal is to keep it as updated as possible. There's always a slight lag. I think at this point it's not completely up to date. I just noticed myself a couple of things that are missing. But the one great thing about this is if you know that there's something that Idea has created, a document that exists that you think would be beneficial to be on the hub, there's this online form that you can fill out that you can link to and ask for it to be placed on the hub. Pretty nifty, huh? Alright, so the main page of the hub has at the top some very key things. Sorry, distracted. Must turn that off. Our values, where we stand, 4 drivers of change document, and strategy document. Strategy document. And there's a couple documents I think are probably missing there. The precision document should probably be right there. But as you can see, we're organized according to kind of our areas of program. We have administration, that's human resources, finance, fundraising, online tools, board materials, organizing, that's application and onboarding and other related documents for organizing. Under there is where you all have found the schedule and the links to Idea Camp, virtual IDG Camp, VIC, as it's known to the insiders. And learning, showcasing, networking, and storytelling. So we can go into all of these pages. There's a lot of, it just kind of links you to almost anything and everything that is a tool or a document that we've created, particularly under administration, which might help you with tools for your success. We have an online tool section. If you have or would like to have a democraticeducation.org email address, you can request one from me and I can set you up with that. And then the tutorial for how to set that up in your Gmail is here. We also have a CRM tool we use to collect contact information, donor information, mailing list, sign-ups. All of the people that we have networked and connected with are in this tool. And if you would like a login for that tool, you can also contact me. FormStack is an online program we use to create all of the nifty forms you see coming your way when there's an application process or we're headed to LBS and we ask you to fill out information. Those are all created by FormStack. If there's work that you're doing that you might want to have a form for, then you can ask for access, or you can ask for one of us to help you create that form, depending on how many people we have accessing it at the time. We can either give you access or create the form for you. And then it creates a public link to those forms. Let me go back. Oh, I lost my place. Idea Hub, online tools. And then Asana is a task management tool that we, the staff uses for moving our work forward and tracking the work being done by everybody and sharing the progress of our work together. It's like a to-do list and a project management tool all in one. And it's very useful, and any of us can actually help you kind of understand it, how to use it better if you're interested. Yeah. I don't have much more to say about that. The learning section has everything to do with the learning tours, learning breakthrough series, and story mapping. You'll notice that there's going to be some overlapping in different areas where things kind of link back to each other, and or where things are on multiple pages. So we just want to make sure that we're covering things. So I think story mapping is linked on another page too, but it all brings you back to this main page where you can find the story journals, the strategy journals, performance journals, our introduction to outcome mapping, all things story mapping. Well, not all things, because Dana's presentation from this morning is not up there yet. Networking has all of our social media links on it. So all of our, well, you probably shouldn't go to my Facebook page. Idea's main Facebook page, Community Coffee Talk, all of the different local teams and their pages, the Twitter accounts. Our YouTube link is not on here. That's good to know. We'll get that up there. And then again, Batchbook, because that's a networking tool that we use. So that links just back to Batchbook. And then the organizing section, all things organizing, which you may have stumbled across with your Idea Camp, looking for Idea Camp this year. We also keep a lot of like historical information on here, like how things have been done before, our logistics and draft agendas for past camps, travel information, and again, this one links back to online tools. So it's kind of nice because you can say you're an organizer, you're going into organizing, but you're looking for the tools that would be useful. It links back to the tools that would be useful. It's kind of nifty that way. Here's the Idea Camp page, which I'm sure you all are familiar with at this point. And then the showcasing and storytelling. So lots of stuff for you to explore and see more. If you see something that's missing, please share that with us. I try to, like, once every couple of weeks, add stuff and update stuff and get things brought up current on the Idea Hub as much as possible. Since we're always creating, it's not always possible to keep it all updated, but we try. Anybody have questions? Can anybody even hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I felt like I was talking to myself because all I could see was my website. I probably talked really fast. All right. Any questions?
No questions. We've gotten some feedback. Fantastic. We hear you. Yep. Yes. I checked the Q&A and there aren't any questions.
Anything that you might see missing from the hub that we should be including?
Well, I'll ask a question just for folks who are not familiar with the idea or pretty new. What brought about the idea for creating the internal website, the hub, and how does it differ from the content that's on the overall website?
Oh, well, I think I mentioned at the beginning that our organizers asked for like a one-stop shopping kind of a location to find things. Because we would send them emails with links to this and a link to that and a link to this, and then they'd have to like go back and find things in their emails. So the concept was to create essentially a shopping mall, so to speak, for all of the materials that we make public and put out there for people to use. So that's kind of what drove it, and it's different from our main website in that it is all, I mean, some of the things that you will find here will also be linked on our main site, but this has so much more information and links to things and samples of documents, and the thing that's not, one of the things that's not up there yet that will go up there from yesterday's fundraising session are the examples of, you know, those the different teams' fundraising proposals. So it really is a place for organizers or partners or, you know, whatever to get information and support and tools to help move their work forward.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeanette. One of the things I was hoping Jeanette would have said was that she is actually the brainchild behind developing and creating the hub. Sometimes we forget just how much work she does behind the scenes as it pertains to ideas. So kudos to you, Jeanette. I was hoping you were just going to say, so I, you know, developed. But
Well, I seem like that kind of person, Crystal,
yeah.
to take all the credit. No.
No. Are there any other questions? Any additions from anyone?
How do people, if they want to make additions or changes, what's the step-by-step that they take to get something either added, or if they see a change, what do they do?
Sure, I mentioned that at the very beginning of the session, but right on the very front page of the hub under the welcome, there's a link that says, if you notice something missing, please use this online form to submit links and information. And that takes you to a form where you can provide information for multiple different things, or request a change, or add a resource that we don't have on there. And this comes to me, and then I take care of getting it up there.
If I have an attachment but not a link, what do I do?
You asked Jeanette to update this form to allow you to attach something.
I like that answer.
So I'll do that. I'm going to put that on my to-do list right now. Update the hub request form. Thank you, Scott.
I do what I can.
Anything else?
How is the hub, last question for me,
Sure.
how do you understand the hub is different from Idea's website? What goes on the website, and what would I want on the website versus what I want on the hub?
Sure. So we also discussed this a little bit, but the hub is, the website is very public facing, kind of get what Idea does out on the web, you know, sort of thing, whereas the hub is all of our kind of behind the scenes tools. There will be some duplicates of information that you will find, but it really is a tools and resource location for those of us who are doing the work that we talk about and cheer on our public-facing website. And this actually is completely public-facing if you have the link. We just don't, you know, widely publish the link to the hub. It's kind of the nuts and bolts. It's kind of the internal workings of a clock. And the IDEA website is the face of the clock.
Thanks for that.
That's an analogy I just pulled out like that.
All right, and I just checked the Q&A section again, and there aren't any questions. It seemed pretty crystal clear to me, Jeanette. Thanks for sharing with us that information, and we applaud and appreciate your work behind creating the Idea Hub. And thanks for sharing it with all of us. If there's nothing else from anyone that's on the video chat, then we'll conclude this session. Let me check the chat really quick. I'm sorry. I just see 2 more comments. 3 more. 2 or 3.
I don't know how to get out of screen share. Oh, there we go.
So, thanks for joining us, and we welcome you to join us for our last and conclusive session of Idea Camp, Making Sense and Growing Ourselves. This is going to be a wrap. So feel free to join us in about 15 minutes for our conclusive session. Have a great evening.